Alright y'all, so I have a beautiful palette here for you guys today. It is the Underland palette. So let's go ahead and jump on into this gorgeous color story because it is bold, it is out there, but I feel like it's just so much fun. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So as you just heard, we are going over the Ensley Underland palette. Oh my gosh, it is just so gorgeous and I love the color story. Okay, yes, it is super bold. This color story is not for the faint of heart. And of course, we have the theme of Alice in Wonderland. So kind of like a play on Through the Looking Glass, and we have all of those deep, dark, mystical characters in this particular release. So it's kind of like, you know, giving Halloween vibes, the fall vibes, vampy vibes in all one breath. But let me go ahead and introduce myself. If you're new to this channel, welcome. And if you're older but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy and I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup, but please just call me Ash or Ashley. And eyeshadow is my jam. It is one of my most favorite things to talk about here on my channel. And please just call me Ash or Ashley. Now, like I just mentioned, Ensley Brain, I feel like this color story is gorgeous. This is the Underland palette. We have 15 gorgeous palettes. And this palette is a little bit smaller, a different format than we have been used to in the past. And I like that they are switching it up because, you know, if you have like the Harvest Moon or the Flower Moon, those palettes are kind of like large and in charge. They offer a lot of options, but I feel like this palette offers just as many options as well. We have some beautiful multi-chromes and beautiful shimmers. We have, let's say, 8 shimmers in total and the rest of the mattes. And the color story runs deep and dark. Okay, so unfortunately at this time, I just checked the website and the palette, I just got this palette last week, but it has been available for about a week and a half. And it's on a 1 to 2 week pre-order. So I don't feel like that is really bad. Like Ensley Rain does kind of have a tendency to sell out. And plus I just feel like this color story was really unique that a lot of people kind of gravitated to it. And it was kind of like a lot of build up prior to the release of this palette. This palette does retail for $70. So yes, it is expensive. And the shipping is expensive with Ensley Rain, unfortunately. I don't know, but your stuff does arrive in peace. They do take the time. They usually package it. They also package it like in a box that, you know, has the actual palette of it or like the actual artwork of the palette. And I want to say this is AI, but I think this is one of the last palettes that they are doing with the AI because I know that's been a big controversy with Ensley. Okay, so just checking the website again and a few other things to note. So by the time you probably see this video, if you ordered a pre-order, it'll probably be shipping out to you. Or if you want to pre-order or order the palette, I don't even think you really have to worry about it. It says that they're going to start shipping out between October 11th and the 18th. And today is October 12th when I'm filming this. And I just got this palette this Monday. So, or like, yeah, late Monday or Tuesday of this week. So like I said, you have the impact shimmers. You have 8 of them. You also have multi-chromes. You have holochromes. You got the dual chromes and metallics and a variety of textures and finish along with your 7 actual mattes. And they're recommending that, like, you know, the white shade, you can use as a highlighter or anything like that. Pop it in the inner corner. And I will show you how I use the white shade. I did actually go ahead and use it. And of course, they're also recommending that you kind of do a patch test because some of these pigments can cause some type of staining or eye irritation. They do have a warning on the website that some of the shades are actually pressed pigment shades. We have Nonsense. So let's see. We got Nonsense that is a pressed pigment. We have Shatter Looking Glass, pressed pigment, and Cheshire's Curse, which would be right here. So those 3 particular shades are noted as pressed pigments. Basically what it's saying that they contain vegan products, which are not approved for the use around the immediate eye in the USA. But in the EU, they're actually considered to be okay. So it's just kind of like a caveat. It's something you have to be cautious of. Some people do have like allergic reactions to them. And then of course, they're recommending that you use a good primer. You know, I always believe in that if you watch any of the videos. Ensley Rain is normally vegan and cruelty free if that is something that is of importance to you. So you can buy this palette in good faith. And all the rest of the ingredients are listed on the website. So I have 3 looks for you, so let's go ahead and start. All right, let's go ahead and get started. There's so many beautiful options in this palette, and I don't even know where I want to begin, but the eyebrows, same thing per usual. The Goof pencil, shade 3.75. And then I have my eyeshadow primer on, which is the Urban Decay Primer Potion, shade Caffeine. Found this in my drawer, so I'm like committed to using it up. It is discontinued. But if you want a primer that is similar in texture and color, I will recommend the Paint Pot by MAC Cosmetics, which is in contemplative state. So let's see. Oh my gosh, there's so many ways we can go here. So many ways. Let's see. I'm going to go in with Dreadful Dreams, and I'm just taking this on one of my little favorite brushes to do the transition, which is a Singe Beauty E03. This is by Angelica Niquist. This is her brand. So this palette can go there, guys. I mean, obviously, you see the color story. You see it is not to be played with. But I did create like somewhat, well, like neutral or more, well, it really wasn't super neutral, but it was kind of neutral. And I'll pop it in, and the tutorial is going to be in my next palette rotation video. But I did create somewhat of a, like, more toned down, not as in your face moments, you know what I mean? But it was still, I feel like, true to me, because I was going to a luncheon. So this is blending out really nicely. I never really have any problem with the Ensley Rain mattes. Like, even if they look ashy, they don't be ashy. Like, I don't know. So, yeah. So if you want, you could definitely go in and kind of take like a flesh tone color to kind of just help with that transition of that blue. But this is just really pretty. And I'm just going to continue popping it right here in the transition area. And then I'm just wiping that brush off, and I'm going to go in with, what is this, Rabbit Hole? Look, in my old age, I'm not old, but in my age, you know, I just made 40. I am realizing, and it probably really started at 39, like all these fancy writing and things like that, graffiti tags. I'm like, what does that say? Like, I can't read it. So I don't know if I've mentioned, like, my cousins and I, we have a boat, and we rent it out on Lake Michigan here in Chicago. And the boating scene is pretty popular in Chicago. You know, we got a massive lake. Lake Michigan is not to be played with. She's our own little ocean, but, you know, not an ocean, but a lake. But treat her like an ocean, because she's dangerous. And there, so at the harbor, I'm going to go in with the green. At the harbor, there are, like, you know, people park and everything like that. There's a Cyborg truck. Now, those are crazy. Like, y'all, it's a Cybertruck by Tesla. Ever since Cyborg palette or Cyborg Choir palette came out by Adept, I call the truck a Cyborg. It is a Cybertruck. You know, the whole Cyborg. Side note, my father has one. Father is 75 and bought a Cyborg. And at this point, I'm like, yeah, live your life. You're 75. Do what you want to do. It's actually kind of growing on me. It does look cool. Now, Elon Musk believes. But my point is, there's this Cyborg. We're going to go in Shadowland right here. But first, you know, we got to go take my friend. Where's she at? I just saw her. The glitter glue, NYX glitter glue, right? And it has graffiti writing all over it. So, like, my cousin and I, we both be like, I'm 40, she'll be 45. We're like, what does this say? Like, we don't know what it says. So confused. Like, can't read it. So I'm just really realizing, like, if things are like in a really graphic state or something like that, my brain is like, I don't comprehend. Like, that's what I thought of when I came to that shade. I was like, my brain, it just doesn't anymore. It doesn't. All right, so we're just laying that glitter glue down, and I like to use like a concealer type brush to lay it down because I feel like it could just handle the goop of the glue. And we're gonna go in with the Shadowland. So this look is kind of mono. Ooh, that's a really pretty shade. Oh man. Should have took a picture of this palette before I put my hands in it, but whatever. And I just like how we have that little blend there. And this shade feels really nice. I'm going to go with Shatter Looking Glass. Right here. Look at that shade. Do you see it? Do you see it? And I'm taking that on my finger as well. Now this, immediately upon picking it up, it does feel very smooth because it looks like it could be a little textured in the pan. Wow. This is pretty. Oh man. Ensley is just such a vibe for me. Like, honestly. I just love my Ensley rain palettes. I'm just going to take a little bit more. There's not like a super shade that you can, I mean, I could pop in with Wicked Flowers. Let's pop in with a little Wicked Flowers, which is this shade right here. Really beautiful. That deserves a moment by itself as well. But I'm going to pop in. Okay, I probably picked up a tiny bit too much. Oh, those two play off of each other very nicely. And then I'm going to go back in with Shatter Looking Glass and just kind of like beef it up right here. The hood is hooding lately. My eyes have been puff city like in here, so we will be bringing things up so they're not lost in the sauce, which I tend to do anyway. But I am very satisfied with how that looks. I am going to go in for the next side. I'm going to go in with Wicked Rose. So I feel like you can go very monochromatic in here. Like, it's a lot of different options, but you can definitely do monos. So like monos with a pop, you know what I mean? If you're like lost in the color spectrum. I'm just going to kind of stamp this in because we know like she's about to be bold, honey. And I'm kind of pushing it up this way. And I'm just stamping. I'm not doing too much blending at the moment. It's like my little stamp, flicker, blend movement. So I'm going to keep it there because this could either go wrong or right. Okay. Wrong or right. Just going to take a little. And I dapped off the brush, okay? I'm just going to take a little bit of the white. Just a little bit. Just to kind of diffuse that. We don't have any shades that are like technically transition. Okay. I'm good with that. All right, we're gonna stop while we're ahead. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with nonsense right here. Like I had to look at it for a second. I was like, that says in, right? That says telling you. Leave some eyes down in the comment section if you know what I mean, okay? This is very dark. Very bold. This would be a great smoky eye look. And I'm just going to kind of fuse the two together right here. I mean, it's just so many ways we can go. We can use Behead, we can use Jabberwocky, we could use Red Queen. I'm so conflicted. I feel like I want to use Behead. Okay. The good old glitter glue. Okay, I got a lot there, so I'm just going to wipe it off on the towel. I had a lot more on my brush. And maybe I'll do 2 shadows. We never know. But right now, I'm gonna go in with Behead. Ooh-wee. Wait. Gorgeous. Like, I just feel like, for me, the Ensley range shimmers are just next level. They're up there with Adept for me. And, like, I don't know. Like, they're always just so different and unique to my collection. I'm just going to go ahead and take that brush and just kind of clean up where, you know, I can't get that blend out precise. Just going to kind of bring it down into there. And I'm telling you, I never used to be a finger girly. Okay, now just wiping that same brush that I've been using the whole time off, just getting whatever excess product off. I'm just going to go ahead, buff out. Y'all know I'm a serial blender. Now, honestly, because it's so red right here, I don't mind how it looks. And the white did help it calm down just a tiny bit. But for the sake of the video, when I'm just focusing on a regular eyeshadow, on one particular eyeshadow palette, I don't like to reach into other palettes. So I'm going to take something that we all have. I'm going to take a bronzer, because you know it's going to be kind of close to your section. So this is the Juvia's Place bronzer, and this is the medium to tan one. It just amazes me like how I haven't hit pan on this, but I have hit a pan on this. I don't know. But I haven't been using it a lot lately. I've been using my Sephora. It's like I've just gotten so deep. So this is just going to kind of help diffuse it out, where it's kind of like staying, you know, true to color. And a few of the little glitter particles are moving around. I see that. Now I'm just going to kind of bring that into here as well. Okay, so I'm happy with how that looks. Now I am going to go in with, then we'll go in with Surreal, which is a really beautiful shade. I wore this the other day. I'm just going to pop it here. And just kind of bring it up just a little bit, just a hint. So I'm happy with this. So this look, it looks a lot, but by the time we get the other makeup on, we should be good. Be right back. All right, y'all, I am back, and here are the 2 looks. So even though this was giving really bold, see how it's kind of like neutral? Like, it's not too intense. It's bright, but it's not like, oh my gosh. So putting the bronzer just really helped kind of like buff that shade out. So I would definitely recommend that if you don't want to dip into another palette. But even like adding the little tinge of white helped it without like whitewashing the shade out and giving that ashy appearance. And then like this beautiful bronzy coppery shade, like we can agree, like that's pretty of a neutral shade. It might be a little bolder, but it still is very mauvey, and then paired with the gold. I also feel like if I would have paired this shade with this, it would have been a really pretty moment as well. Now the blue teal eye is giving me life as well, because first of all, like Shadowland is just a gorgeous straight up metallic, and this particular shade, Shatter the Looking Glass, is really gorgeous as well with all the like green flecks. I wish I just would have like beefed up the green, which is Hallucination, in that little area just to give it a little bit more punch. But then I also liked how I put the Wicked Wildflowers right in here. And it kind of appears a little neutral too. So like, it's just a really good, they're both like really good monochromatic looks, but still have something to offer. Let me go ahead and do the face details really quick. So for my foundation, I've been going in with this sample. This sample is sampling. Like sometimes we just need to get samples from Sephora to see if we like these products before we're buying every such thing. So my reason, I got the sample of the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Foundation. My reason was because I had such a deep tan. If y'all will look back, y'all will see me be about 25 different colors, okay? And that is literally my skin complexion. So right now, this is like a super perfect match. I feel like this might be even a better match than my Face Bond right now. I don't know. They're both really good matches. But, and this is Face Bond 30. My original Face Bond that I bought, which was it was a really good match when the product first came out. I want to say, what was it, like April, May-ish? It's 26. So my skin, like, honey, look, it goes because even like my Armani foundation, honey, it's 8.75 right now. And this is a good match at times. Somebody was like, how many foundation shades do you have? I'm like, it's kind of becoming a lot. And I need things that kind of grow with me, with my undertones being so red and golden. But anyway, so this is a sample of the shade Peanut Butter, because I didn't want to buy a whole thing of peanut butter. And I don't like, you know, eventually I'm going to revert back. It's October, but the global warming is warming, okay? So me, global warming is bad. Also me, October 10th, 80 degrees in Chicago. I'm here for it. Like, it's like, oh my gosh. Anyway, so I used that. Went ahead with the Lift and Flex Concealer by Danessa Myricks in the shade 11. Followed up with the Baby Pink Powder by Pat McGrath Labs. And my good old contour bronzer stick by the Sephora Collection. And this is medium to tan. The sale is coming up soon. I highly recommend this. Been loving it. It gives just the right amount. Went in with my Blend Bunny Bare Cheeks palette, and I went ahead and took like, just kind of kept it bronzy, a mixture of these two shades. My favorite old peachy golden highlighter that I'm determined to pan one day. I've had this forever. And like, if you have Divine Rose by Pat McGrath, same difference. And then let's see, for the lips, I took my Juvia's Place lip pencil in the shade Coffee Bean and went in with my Fashion Fair lipstick in Ganache. So it's just a nice brown shade, very comfortable lipstick. Like, it's a satin. It's kind of like, it gives me like the Divinal by Pat McGrath vibes. So like, even though it's a satin, it's not like everywhere. And for my eyeliner, I went in with one of my favorites, my new favorites, which is the Colourpop Outerspace liner. It's just a beautiful teal liner. I've been really preferring it over the black. And I think it definitely is a perfect match for this look. And then I feel like it gives a nice contrast for this look. And my new favorite lashes, which are these Z-Gain lashes. I got them off of Amazon. This is the cat eye, and they're brown. And it just adds like the perfect amount of drama without doing too much. Love it. So I'm very thrilled. Like, the performance was great of these shadows. Everything. I love these two looks. So of course we got to go in with another look. All right, let's go in for our third look. I am going to start with Hallucination, which is this beautiful grungy green shade, and just gonna pop this in the transition. I did switch out the brush. I'm with a BK Beauty 201 at this point, because the other brush, like, I know it just had too much glitter and all that stuff up in it. It's like, I need to wash it. So I really like this shade. So when I did my more neutral leaning look the other day, I used this as my transition. So blends out so nicely. All right, so that's nice and bold and vibrant and pigmented. And now I want to go in with a different brush. Taking a smaller brush, so this is a Sigma E49. I'm going to go in with Cheshire's Curse, which is this nice little plummy shade. Did we use this? I don't think we did. I used it the other day. And I'm just going to build that up in the crease. And I love, look at the layering, like it's not turning muddy or anything. And I'm just gonna kind of take my time so that way we still see, and I'm just kind of bringing it up a little bit. Yeah, it's like up and curved over. And this, like when you bring it up and like kind of curve it over, especially like if you have kind of a similar eye shape or even just any type of, it really does kind of like open up the eye. So I'm just kind of blending that back and forth. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me bring you in closer. I'm like I'm a little too far away. What's happening here? Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna have to fix it up. I think I'm gonna have to change brushes, get a little smaller brush in there. All right, I'm gonna go with a smaller brush because this shape is not giving what this shape is giving. But I know if I take that larger brush, I'm going to like blow it out of proportion. So this is E05 by Angie, and it's just, so I can just kind of fine tune this shape up here because I guess I just didn't know what I was going for when I started laying the shade down. So yeah, but we got to do better over here, honey. Do better. All right, now I'm pretty happy with that. So now, just gonna kind of take like a little flat brush, and I think I'm gonna go in with Rabbit Hole. And it's that nice deep teal shade. And I'm gonna pop that right here. And look, I love how you could tell there are different colors, you know? And I'm just gonna feather that out to that outer V. Make sure it meets right there where my eye folds. Sometimes you might have to kind of like look up to make sure. You got the shadow stamped in there. Honestly, I think like these are some of the best mattes Ensley has done. These mattes are really, really nice. Not to say it's nothing, I've enjoyed the other mattes, but I think these mattes are blending very nicely, especially for them to be very deep, dark colors. NYX glitter glue. I'm just putting some like right in my little teardrop area. I'm not gonna put some right there. I think I must take me a little Wicked Wildflowers, and I might jump in with Jabberwocky because we haven't used that. And then, but we haven't. Oh lordy, I went in with Surreal by accident, which was that bronze shade. Stuck my finger in the wrong shade. All right, Wicked Wildflowers, very nice, very creamy. I picked up too much. But it's not a flaky shade. I picked up too much. Because it kind of goes on very smooth. But it's not like one of those shades where if you pick up too much, you're going to give a lot of texture. I'm just going to kind of like spread out what I have. Start feathering it out. This is Gorge. Taking my little flat definer brush. And at this point, I'm just kind of like blending this shimmer shade out. Like just no extra product. But I do want to take Jabberwocky. I'm going to take just a little bit. That shade is gorgeous. This would be like a beautiful just sparkles. Oh yeah. And that way it doesn't look so stark between the dark shadows. And you still get a beautiful shift. And I'm just going to like fuse those two together. But that would be pretty across the eyelid as just Beautiful smoky eye. And now an even fluffier blending brush because I'm just not happy here. All right, I'm gonna do the other eye, come back with the lashes. All right, guys, I'm back, and as you can see, we had a little change up in the lip color. So I went in with the lip bar, and this is the shade Prima Donna. I felt like we could just kind of vamp it out, and it would bring out the purple and the pink there. And I just feel like the brown was just a little bit too nude for this situation. Or another lip product that I would kind of recommend is maybe like a pinky nude gloss, or maybe like Pale Fire Nectar by Pat McGrath. But I decided for this. I was like, let's vamp it out. It's the fall after all. So, and then for the eye, I decided for the pencil, I went in with this Colourpop pencil. It does not have a name on it, like, because it just rubbed off. All right, this is called Power Trip. So went in with Power Trip because I felt like it would just kind of give a nice contrast, and it will pull in some of the purple and just kind of give the look a little bit more extra dimension. Not that we necessarily needed the extra dimension. So I just love how it came out. I love the blend of the purples, and then you kind of have the teal in there, and it's just deep and it's dark and it's vampy, but it's still light at the same time because this shimmer is kind of like, you know, it has a little white silvery base with that pink shift, and I just think it's beautiful. So overall, you know, the palette, it's a win for me, okay? It really is. Yes, it definitely goes there. Can it be intimidating? Yes. But I think if you kind of stay in some of the monochromatic schemes of the palette, you will be all right. It can be, I mean, it's a bit much. This is not going to be a palette I wear every day, but I feel like this is something unique to my collection for some more vampy looks, definitely for, you know, some interesting, intricate, smoky eyes that are not normally with just, you know, the browns and the blacks and even blue. Because like this shade right here, like on the like just across the lid, I think will be super beautiful. But everything right here, I just felt like it blended so well. I just love how it came out, and I feel like it's just a really nice cohesive palette. So the only shade that I did not use in the palette would be the Red Queen. And it's not that I don't like the shade, I just didn't get a chance to use it. But I know you're gonna probably, so yes, for Chaos, I did use Chaos in a different look. So that is gonna be in my palette rotation. And you can see how I got more of a subdued kind of like daytime look with the palette. So, because, you know, I feel like everything should be versatile. You should be able to pull out a few shades and wear it during the daytime, take it up to night, or just whenever you feel like it. So I did get something like a little bit more, like I said, toned down. But overall, I feel like the quality is really nice. Ensley Rain is expensive. Like, I'm not gonna front. Like, I think by the time it was all said and done, it was almost $80, and I'm just like, I don't really understand the price points of the brand. I understand the quality, that I don't have a problem with. The only reason I just say, I'm looking in my phone to see how much I paid, but what I'm saying is I don't understand, because it's like, I feel like everything is $80 no matter what it is. And some of the larger palettes I've ended up paying like $80 for versus some of the other ones. And so, yeah, so the palette was $70. And then I did $1.95 for the shipping protection. So by the time we're $84.64 in. So 2, 4, 5, 15 palette. Versus, you know, when we did some of the other ones so I guess they were a little closer, almost to $90, because let me see, the shipping was $12.69. I think that is another thing that kind of makes it high with Ensley. Like, their shipping is a higher price point. I'm not sure why it is. I just really like the brand. So at this point, because of the other products that I have purchased, I'm just kind of down a rabbit hole at this point. But because even like, let's see, I got the Ensley Flutter and Flourish. That combo was $100 between those two palettes, and those were a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Those were 12 shadows, so technically I got 24. you know, like I said, I really love the quality of it, but they can be expensive. So I understand if this is not something that's in your budget, but I will find a color story. But if you were to try them and you pick a color story, you do get a lot of bang for your buck, especially with the larger palettes. And even this palette, I feel like you know, it's 15 shades, but you get a lot of different shimmer options. You got 3 shimmers, 4, 5, 6, 7, you get 8 shimmers, you know, and you get a nice array of mattes, and you can kind of just build a look. I feel like the options are kind of endless, and that's how I feel about the other palettes. That's why I really enjoy them. Plus the quality is really nice. You see, I didn't have any problem blending out these mattes. Sometimes with the indie companies, I feel like the mattes can be very hit or miss, and that's not shade, but it just kind of is the truth. Even sometimes with Adept, but Adept has really stepped up the game with the mattes. But like always, the shimmers are just like shining the most, but mattes sometimes can just like leave a less to be desired. But for this brand, I feel like both have been on point. Haven't been a couple of mattes I've been like here or there miss across the brand, yes, but overall I feel like you get nice mattes and you get really nice shimmers. So overall, I really would recommend this palette. I love it. I just love, you know, at this point, I like unique color stories. I kind of like different things in my collection. Yeah. So leave me a comment down below and give this video a big old thumbs up. Let me know what your favorite look was. And are you going to pick up this palette, or are you just like, nah? Because I understand it goes there. This is not a color story for everybody, but just let me know down below and subscribe to my channel, because you know I would love to have you here in my little makeup family. And with all of that being said, you already know what time it is. It's time for the chair dance. Chair dance. Hey, 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 chair dance. Chair dance. Hey. All right, y'all. Bye.